Oh man, good morning. It's an absolute quagmire. We had a massive downpour of like 50 mil overnight. It's like 2 inches, just insanity. Ground's already soaked, as you can imagine, because yeah, you've seen all the videos you've seen recently. It's been this gloomy overcast weather and it's still gonna be like this for the weekend. Big rain dump overnight. Alright, let's make sure I'm watching where I'm going. I'm just leaving the block now. Yeah, wow. Those puddles are not fun at all. Alright, we are on the road to the dairy now. Oh boy, what are we doing? What is going on here? Yep, slow and steady. Don't get stuck in the puddle. Oh boy. Alright, onwards and upwards. It's going to be a wet one. For those of you who are new, haven't been following me for a while, don't know, I've been working at a dairy farm the last 3 years, really. I mean, the last year it's more so been a side hustle. I have another job that I'm working at, my main job. But yeah, I've been doing this on weekends over the last year, and then before that for like 2 years. Yeah, I was doing a few odd farm jobs, including dairy. It's really been the most consistent work I've had since moving out here. But today, this weekend, is in fact the last time that I'm going to be working dairy. So I'm on my way now. It's Saturday. I'm doing a double shift today, so morning and afternoon, and then tomorrow morning, and then that's it, done. No more dairy. I made the decision to stop. It's definitely overdue. I don't want to do this sort of work anymore. It's because, man, I've learned a lot since moving out here in terms of just many different things, but I got to experience different farm jobs, and yeah, it's been quite an eye-opening experience. Right, just going to be driving through town here, down where I live, and yes, then we'll go into the main road, drive around 20 minutes on the highway. Alright, we have arrived. As expected, it's an absolute quagmire. This job, always got to have gum boots handy, so I can walk right through all the mud. Would have liked to have a full winter experience a little bit more before I leave, but yeah, it doesn't look like we'll be getting any frosts this month at this rate. It's just way too overcast. You need those fully clear days and nights. It's locked to here. Oh wow, yeah, this is alright. Gonna have to walk through this mud puddle. Alright. Alright, open up the gate and go herd them. Very effective gate. Very ingenious gate design, I know. It's what many farmers around here do. yeah, and after I'm done with this job, I can gladly throw this rain jacket away. It's an old one. I've had it for many years. Yeah, the zip's broken. It's not even waterproof anymore, so I'm very lucky that it stopped raining. I do have a new raincoat, but I refuse to use it for this job because, as you can imagine, this can be a very dirty and smelly job, so I don't want to use my new gear here. I'm only using the old stuff, like this rain jacket that I'm going to get thrown away anyway, and just all old, like just old pants and stuff that I don't really care about anymore. So yes, let's go get the quad bike and herd him up. Get Pat the dog, just until he lives under the tree there. Hello, Pat Pat. Pat 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 Pat. His name's Pat, but we call him Pat Pat. Pat Pat. Don't want to go right through the puddle, I'll just go along the edge, scoot along the edge. Whew. All right, they're all locked in. So yeah, now there's about over 90 cows that I'm gonna go in and milk. Herding and doing all that and cleaning up at the end, it's about 3.5 4 hour job. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm doing double shifts. I'll be coming back in the afternoon once I'm done as well. So the work must be done. Let's do it. Final weekend. Well, if you ever wondered, this is what the inside of a dairy looks like. In this specific facility, we can do 8 cows on each side. They're all being milked, 16 at a time, 8 on each side. Walk into the stalls, get milked for like 10-15 minutes, and then you open the gate and they go out the front. It's as simple as that. So all the cows that are waiting are kind of just standing there, and there's lots more at the back. See, all the milk is getting pumped right into here, fresh milk. I just put these 16 on, now we wait 10-15 minutes until they're done, let them go out, and then put the next lot on. I always put on some music so I can stand and wait without it being so boring. at this specific farm, they're all grass fed, it's all natural. And yeah, afterwards I'll open that gate and let them into this paddock there. There's some hay that's been put out for them. They get cycled around different paddocks depending on what's being grown. Time of the year, of course, like over winter they tend to have oats and they go to oats paddocks. Summer it's more so sorghum and lucerne. And really if it's like a dry winter, you know, lots of frost, grass is dead, like there's not much growing, they'll create hay out of a lot of that stuff to have, you know, reserve hay bales just in case there's not enough feed for them. So we'll go out here and that's it. This is the vat room. And what goes in there. So I'll just walk up here, open the gate, and then they can walk up and eat whenever they want. There's a water trough over there, so they've got plenty to drink as well throughout the day until I come back in the afternoon. Just sneak through here. Right, another one of these gates. See, they're hungry, they know what's over here. Last thing I'm going to do is a bit of a clean up, you know, hose out the inside here, make sure everything's all cleaned up for the afternoon. So you do at the end of every shift. And yeah, the cows are good, they'll stay there, they'll go up to there's hay bales at the end for them, plus they'll pick off whatever's growing. And yeah, they got water. Exact same procedure, has to be done twice a day. So yeah, I usually do do doubles on Saturday and then just Sunday morning. But yeah, this will be my last weekend doing this. After that, there'll be no more of this for me. So yes, onwards and upwards. Right where we drive in. Hopefully it'll clear up this next week. We'll have a few more days of overcast weather, light showers. But yeah, hopefully it will genuinely clear up because yeah, we're all over it. I mean, you've seen the last few months how wet it's been. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast, chill here for a few hours, and then I've got to go back in the afternoon. That's pretty much the way Saturday goes. Split shift, it's not the most fun, but yeah, it's something I've done for the last few years. Once this all dries out, we're definitely going to have to get some sand and gravel and stuff and really put it all over here because it's just, everything's so muddy. And yeah, making plans to create a proper drainage system. When we get a lot of wet conditions in the future again, we'll be able to get it to all drain out properly. We'll get a proper drainage system set up. Back for the afternoon shift. It's actually turned into a beautiful day. The forecast said it would, but I wasn't holding my breath given how unpredictable the weather has been recently. So yes, it was correct. The forecast was correct for once. Beautiful day. Plenty of clouds, but still some sunshine, which you'll love to see. Alright, well, they're just in front of the dairy. They're pretty much right up at the troughs where they drink. So yeah, it'll be nice and easy to get them out of there. Won't be like the morning herding. Then after I'm done, I'll put them back here in this paddock where they usually stay overnight. be anything new to show you from the morning. It will be exactly the same. That's basically a wrap on today. A few more things to clean up in the area and then we're on our way. It's 4:45, so yeah, it should just about get done as it gets dark, which is always nice. Days are definitely getting noticeably shorter. It is unseasonably warm. I'm still out in my t-shirt, although it is late May. One thing I certainly won't miss is being out in these wet and muddy conditions. That's for sure, especially what we've been experiencing this year. Anyway, let's finish up and then head home, have a nice hot shower. I do have hot water set up in the caravan so I can have a nice hot shower. Still going with the cold plunges, don't worry about that. And then yeah, dinner, and then tomorrow morning will in fact be my last time here. I mean, I'm sure I'll come back to visit occasionally, and yeah, I did let the farmer know that on odd occasion, let's say he and his family wants to go away for a few days or whatever, camping, we do that occasionally. More than happy to fill in on the odd occasion, but yeah, definitely not as a regular occurrence anymore, like on weekends or anything like that. So yeah, it will pretty much then be time to say goodbye to this place. I'm on my way to the dairy yet again. This is in fact the final time, the final shift that I will do there. And wow, I'm just thinking and reflecting on the last 3 years. 3 years, I can't believe it's been that long. It's weird. In some ways it feels like yesterday that I moved out here to this region. And at the same time, in some ways it feels like I've always been here. I mean, look, the whole process moving out here and everything I've experienced, in a sense it was a rite of passage for me, because before moving out here it was like I just gotten out of high school. I was really like starting up uni, and I was just trying to figure out like what I actually wanted out of life. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite lost. Like there was so much uncertainty, and some of that is still here. Alright, some of that uncertainty is still here. Like there's things that are uncertain. That's really a product as well of the times we live in, because we live in very uncertain times. It's this world we live in now. It's not the same world as it used to be. It's very, very fast changing, very fast. And yeah, we either have to learn to adapt to it or essentially be left behind. Take from that what you will. So yeah, last night after I got back home, I was having dinner. I was watching some YouTube videos, as I usually do while I have dinner. That's usually my time when I just like to sit down and watch YouTube. I usually keep my recommendations and all that, like the home feed, turned off. Like I have a extension. I don't use YouTube on my phone. It's a long time. I only use YouTube on my laptop, so on my browser. It's much easier to manage that way. But yeah, I turned the home feed on. It's where all the recommendations come up, right? And there was a recommendation that suddenly popped up from a Buddhist monk, a Sri Lankan Buddhist monk. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos from Sri Lanka recently because I'm half Sri Lankan, and I'm traveling to Sri Lanka at the end of the year. It's been 10 years since I've been back. I mean, I say I'm half Sri Lankan, but like, really, I don't know that much about the country as such. I mean, more than most people, of course, 'cause I've been there before. I have extended family who live there, but still, it's like I've only been there 3 times since I was born, and it's really only the last time 10 years ago that counts. The first 2 times when I was once when I was a baby, once when I was like a few years old. So yeah, that doesn't count. I don't remember those, but really 10 years ago I was there for 5 weeks, and yeah, that's it. That's the only experience actually that I have in the country. So yeah, this time's going to be very different because I've grown up, I've matured. Like back then I was there on a family trip. I was, how old was I? 14, yeah, 14 turning 15. Yeah, I was 14. I turned 15 shortly after getting back. So that was my last time in Sri Lanka. Of course, I have plenty of family from Sri Lanka, extended family. They live, I have some extended family in Australia, and across different countries. A lot of the family moved overseas. But I also have a lot of family who are still back in Sri Lanka. So anyway, I was watching a lot of videos, and there was one that came up from a YouTube channel called Buddhism in English by a Sri Lankan Buddhist monk. For those of you who don't know, Sri Lanka is a majority Buddhist country. In fact, it's the oldest Buddhist country on earth. It's been majority Buddhist since like 400, 500 BC, so really long, well over 2,000 years. So it's been very ancient Buddhist tradition, Theravada Buddhism specifically. So anyway, a video came up from a Buddhist monk who runs his own YouTube channel. Actually, there is monks that do that. They use technology in certain, like not all, there's of course restrictions in, especially for monks with technology, but yeah, there's some monks such as that guy. I don't remember his name, but yeah, he actually uses YouTube in order to essentially shed some light on some of the teachings of Buddhism. And anyway, it came up, he was talking about the 3 signatas of Buddhism. And yeah, of course, I've looked into Buddhism a little bit before, but I really don't know all that much about it as such. And I think a lot of people from the West especially really misunderstand Buddhism. So anyway, he was talking about the 3 signatas, and what really stood out to me was the first signata that he talked about, which was impermanence. Impermanence. Everything we do, everything we experience is impermanent. Our very bodies are impermanent. Like one day we'll grow old, wither away, and die, assuming you live again. You die of natural causes. Yeah, our bodies won't last, they're impermanent. Like everything you see around you, it's impermanent. Everything we build. You build a house, well, that's impermanent because if it's not going to last forever. It's not. No structure that's ever been built has lasted forever. No country, no civilization, no empire that's ever existed has lasted forever. It's all impermanent. And really looking around this landscape, come back in however long, a few million years, 100 million years, billion years, it will be very, very different. Very different. Climates change. I'm not talking about, the modern day climate change phenomenon that everyone goes on about. I'm talking about natural variation. Climates do change. And yes, there's geological processes, the landscapes all around us change. So everything is impermanent. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Everything is impermanent, and all that you can translate that to our experiences as well. Of course, there's a physical, like I've mentioned, but there's also experiences and what we are feeling. You can be happy one day, and then the next day, complete opposite. Happiness. I think a big problem with, a big challenge people face when trying to find happiness is they're chasing after that permanent feeling. They're chasing after a permanent feeling of happiness, and I've realized that's really not what we should aspire to. That's not what I aspire to anymore. I don't aspire to always be happy, because I'm thinking, if I was always happy, then what's the point? What's the point of striving for anything more? There's something innate in the human condition where that makes us want to constantly strive for something more, something better. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. If we were always happy and had nothing more to strive to, what other reason is there to be here? And so yeah, happiness, positivity, that's impermanent. Like you can become perfectly happy one day. Like yesterday I was really feeling just really upbeat and energetic. That wasn't permanent, that was temporary. Today I'm just feeling a bit more mellow and calm and collected. That's impermanent as well. It'll change back in due course. Additionally, pain and suffering is impermanent. When I moved out here to the countryside, I wasn't in such a good state mentally. Like when I first moved out here, I admittedly wasn't in the best state of mind. It was a difficult time for myself and for many people. It was at the height of COVID. It was a crazy, chaotic time for everyone. I think it was a crazy, chaotic time for many people. That's for sure. Oh man. Yet that was impermanent. That was completely impermanent. Now what? Now it's just, what happened? What happened to that feeling? That was impermanent. And yeah, anyway, now getting to the dairy. I've worked this for the last 3 years. It's the longest and most consistent job that I have had, believe it or not. I would never have thought that. When I first started up here, I thought, oh yeah, just a side hustle, temporary thing I'll do for a short while. Well, it's turned into 3 years. Was not planning that whatsoever. And yeah, the key takeaway from the dairy, the key thing that I've learned from this experience is the power of discipline and consistency. Because believe me, dairy is a job that requires a lot of discipline and a lot of consistency. I mean, it's the same routine day after day. You got to be consistent with it. It's the same routine. You got to do it every single day. Consistency. And to really just do it well, you need to be disciplined. Getting up early, like a lot of early shifts, waking up, especially in winter, cold, frosty mornings, waking up in the dark, getting out there twice a day. Cows have to be milked 365 days a year. Essentially, if you're a dairy farmer, no days off. I would never ever choose to be a dairy farmer. I mean, I would not choose to be a farmer in general. I have a lot of respect for farmers, believe me, but I would never choose to be a farmer myself. It's not an easy living. It's not at all. It's very, very tough, especially these days. So yeah, that's dairy, man. That's my whole experience with it. But yeah, I would never have thought that it would become such a long-winded thing for myself. It has become very long-winded. 3 years. But that's also impermanent. Today, this chapter comes to a close, and well, a new chapter opens. What changes? Well, not much, not at the moment. But long term, I'm freeing up my weekends, and who knows, a lot of opportunities will open up just from that. Because one thing I've also realized in these last few months, what is freedom? What is freedom? That's what I've been asking myself. And I think a big component, it's not the only thing that matters when it comes to freedom, but a big component of freedom is time. Having time. You can be the healthiest person alive. Like some people equate health with freedom. Health is one part of it. You can be the healthiest person out there, doing everything right, but if you are bogged down and just constantly working and you're not focused on what you actually want to do, you're not working in say you're not working a job that you're passionate about, that can be in fact very, very, it's not a lack of freedom. A big component of freedom is time. Having time to actually take in this experience, this world around us. That's very important. So that's what I learned. Well, that video really got me thinking. Yes, it is true. Everything is impermanent. My experience at the dairy is impermanent, and yeah, so on and so forth. That's how it is. And even my current job I'm working at, I'm working towards some big goals there, but that is also impermanent. I mean, just look at any successful person. How many times have they changed their mind, changed their career, started up a business or failed? Like, yeah, life is full of strings of success, yes, but also many failures. So don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of the impermanence of life. It's all impermanent. And yeah, we're all going to die one day, and tomorrow. It's all temporary. Occasionally I see articles that talk about, scientists are working towards becoming immortality. To me, that's an idea. To me, that's living hell. That would be living hell if I was immortal. I would not want to be immortal. I certainly don't want to live forever. Death, like it or not, is a natural part of the human condition. It's part of nature, the cycle of life and death, and I would not want it any other way. So I'm choosing to embrace impermanence rather than run from it. I seek to not control, to let go and let God. All right, final time mustering up these cows and bringing them into the dairy, milking them. Ooh, the weather certainly turned since yesterday afternoon. Beautiful clear skies, fog has settled. What a fitting way to end off my stint at the dairy. All right, one more time, what do you say we go get Pat for old time's sake and muster them up, muster these cows up. Onwards and upwards. That's right, man. As this channel grows, I will definitely work on getting some merch sorted. I'd love that. And yeah, we're gonna turn that into a whole brand. Onwards and upwards. We'll get onwards and upwards shirts, hats, maybe hoodies. Like, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be done. Onwards and upwards.